Okay, hello everybody. Welcome. My name is Halia. I'm a golden I-10 card holder. I've been with Archer and Evo for about 4 years now, just about 4.5 years now. And today we're going to talk all things Instagram, okay? So we are going to cover understanding the Instagram algorithm. We're going to go over the algorithm analytics and how to measure them, optimizing your profile for success, growing your account and audience, finding your ideal client, which I'm going to go over briefly for you guys. And then I'm going to show you guys, or I'm going to send you guys a training that I did where I dive really deep into that later on. So you guys can watch that on your own. We're going to go over creating engaging content and the content pillars, types of content and their purpose, and then content planning and posting strategies. Okay. If throughout this you guys have any questions, just go ahead and drop those in the chat and I'll be answering them throughout the training as well. Okay. Now, first thing we want to do is we want to understand the Instagram algorithm, right? Before we can actually post and engage and try to perform on the app, we want to understand what the algorithm and what the app is looking for. The main thing to note here and the main goal of really any social media platform is to keep you on the app for as long as possible, okay? So the Instagram algorithm is going to determine the order of the posts that are in your feed, what shows up on your explore page, and it prioritizes posts that are relevant to you based on your activity and interests. So, really, what it's trying to do is it's trying to cater its content that you see to you, right? To again keep you on the app longer. It's trying to push content that it thinks you will like to keep you on the app longer. Okay. There are different algorithms on Instagram based on the different types of content, right? So we have the main feed, which is when you're on Instagram, you're on that little home icon. That is your main feed, okay? You have your Reels feed, you have your Explore feed, okay? Those are the different algorithms that are on this Instagram app. Oh, and the Stories one too, okay? So there's four total. Everyone's algorithm is going to be different based on your individual interests, right? Again, it's tailoring its content that it's giving you towards your own activities, your interests to keep you on the app longer. Okay. The algorithms, like I said, apparently I can't say that word today. Oh my gosh. Are based on your feed, your home feed, right? Your stories, explore page, and reels. So you have those four different algorithms that are going to work for you. Okay. Each algorithm has different signals that Instagram uses to push out content on that specific part of the app. So, likes, saves, shares, comments, and some sort of engagement, right? Those are the typical signals that Instagram will send to push that content out more. Okay. Now, the feed algorithm is again your home page, right? So, let me actually join from my phone too. That way I can show you guys on here as well what that all looks like. Okay. 567. Oh, that's not correct. 567. There we go. So the feed is going to be a combination of videos, photos, carousels, posted by anyone you follow. It also does have accounts in there or posts in there by users you don't necessarily follow, but may be interested in. Okay. And then it will also include sponsored posts that are tailored to you. Okay. Instagram is going to focus on four most important signals to determine if it should go in someone's feed. The activity is going to be based off of the post the user has liked, shared, saved, or commented on. So, depending on what you are engaging on your Instagram algorithm, that's what it's going to show you more of. Okay. It's going to give you info about the post, which is how popular the post is and when it was posted. It's going to take info about the poster and focus on how many times people have interacted with that person in the past few weeks. And if they're creating engaging content, it's going to then post it to more people, right? And then it's going to look at your history of interaction. So the user's history of interaction, whether or not the user has engaged with this specific poster that it's showing before and how often. That's going to determine the frequency of when you see that person's post on your feed and where in the feed it's going to show. Is it going to show you at the very top when you first log in? Do you have to scroll a little bit to see this person? That's kind of how that is determined. Okay. So, with all of that information, Instagram is going to make a series of educated guesses about how likely a user is to interact with a post. That is, again, going to determine where on your feed it's going to show you. Okay. Can you guys hear me okay? I just want to make sure my AirPods didn't go to my phone. Yes. Okay. Perfect. So, and I'm taking all of this information that I'm sharing with you guys, I am taking from the head of Instagram, right? If you guys don't know, he has his own account. I'm totally blanking on his name right now, but I'll show you guys on my Instagram feed too, because I do follow him. But he has an account where he talks about how to utilize Instagram and how to optimize your content on Instagram too. Okay. So in feed, the 5 interactions that they look most closely are how likely you are to spend a few seconds on a post. So the time you're actually looking at a post, if you're going to comment on it, like it, share it, and then tap on that person's profile. Okay. The more likely you are to take an action, the more heavily the Instagram will weigh that action, and the higher up in the feed you will see the post. So, what I'm going to do is let me make myself co host so I can show you what that looks like. Okay. Let's under here, confirm. And then I'm going to show you guys what that exactly looks like. Start share. Okay. Can you guys see my screen? No. You can see my screen? Why can't I see my screen? Okay, wait. I can't see my screen on here. Let me try that again. 1 second, guys. There we go. Now I can see my screen. Okay. I was like, how am I going to see what you guys are seeing? All right. So in Instagram, let me make sure I'm on the right one. We're going to go to this one. In Instagram, this little home button on the left hand or the bottom left corner is your feed, right? Your home feed. So you can see based off of like what things I like, who I follow, things I interact with, that's what's going to show up on my feed in order. Okay. Um, so you can see here, it's going to show sponsored posts. So it says at the top of this Los Angeles Police Protective League, it says ad, right? That is a sponsored post. It's going to show this Natalie person right where it has the music. It says suggested for you. So I don't follow this person, right? But it's showing me this content based off of things that I've interacted with, things that I post myself to see if I like this content, right? To see if I want to follow this creator. So the more time I spend on here, when I swipe through, if I comment, if I like the post, if I go onto this person's profile, that's going to show Instagram that this content is doing well, and it's going to push it to more people that may like this post. Okay. And then it's also going to show me more creators like that. This creator right here, her name is Shannon McKinstry. I highly suggest to follow her on Instagram. She creates great content on how to grow on Instagram, how to create content, stories, things like that. So you can see this is where my feed is. Again, it's showing me things. Am I interested in this ad? I can hit yes or no. More content that is suggested for me, and all of this good stuff. Okay. It's going to show all different types of things. I'm trying to find him, the guy, the Instagram owner. What is his name? Oh my gosh, no, it's not. Um, oh my God, it's gonna drive me insane. It's not the guy who owns Facebook. It's a different, or maybe it's not, he doesn't own it. Maybe he's the CEO, something like that. I don't know. But it's gonna drive me crazy, you guys. Ah, I found it. This is him. Adam Mosseri. Okay. I can go ahead and put his account in the where's copy link? Share to copy. Here we go. I'm gonna put his account in the Zoom in the chat box for you guys. He is the CEO, owner, whatever his title is. And he posts all about how to grow on Instagram and all the different things. So, like, this one is talking about DMs, this one is talking about new features. So, definitely make sure you guys are following him to stay up to date on Instagram and any changes and anything like that. Okay. But like I said, this is the home feed. Okay. This little the square right next to it with the little triangle, that is the
Oh,
reels.
points out.
Sorry, guys. That is the reels feed. Okay. So it'll show different reels. Did I not just turn this volume down? That will show different reels. Okay. This is the explore feed, this little microscope looking, no, not microscope, magnifying glass. There we go. Magnifying glass icon is the explore feed. And then this is your profile. All right. So let's go back to my slides. The head of Instagram. Thank you. I was like, he's something with Instagram. I forget his title right now. Thank you. Um, okay. So stories. That is up at the top of your home feed. If you saw all of those people's little profile pictures and the little highlighted, like kind of red orange circle, those are where your stories are. Okay. Instagram stories are photos and videos that disappear 24 hours after posting. So they're only available for 24 hours. This offers creators and businesses a way to appear on top of followers' feeds as soon as they open the app. Okay. Instagram views this as a place people tend to look for their closest friends. So they want to stay up to date on what's happening. Maybe you have a creator you really like, you want to know what their day is like. This is where you can really build stronger relationships with your audience, right? One thing Shannon talks about, which I'll actually send her profile in the chat for you guys too. But one thing Shannon talks about, she actually has a whole story strategy that I definitely suggest you guys look into. I believe it's in her pinned posts. Is that again, stories build relationships, right? So yes, your content is going to be good to build those relationships as well. But stories is where you can kind of get like up close and personal with people, and that is where you can do a lot of good like selling. So Shannon talks a lot about selling in her stories, and that is how she grows her specific business. Okay. Instagram for stories looks at viewer history. So, how often somebody has viewed your stories, engagement history, how often somebody engages with a person's stories, and closeness, the relationship between the person posting the story and the person watching the story, and how likely they are to be friends or family, right? So, if you are engaging or watching this person's stories more often, it's going to then say that you guys are close and you guys are probably you're probably wanting to watch that person's content more, so it's going to put that their stories in the front of your stories list. Okay. Oh, look, I have it right here, the head of Instagram. If only I would be patient with myself. The head of Instagram, what was his name? Alex, whatever, Mosseri, whatever his name is. You guys, I keep forgetting. Has explained these signals will be used to make a series of predictions, right, about stories that you will find more relevant and valuable. So he talks about how, including how likely you are to tap into a story, reply to a story in the DMs. They now have the ability to comment on a story, engage on it, right, or move on to the next one, will determine which stories will be shown higher in your stories tray. So we're going to go back to Adam. Thank you, Haley. I cannot remember this man's name for the life of me today. I do not know why. If we're going to go back into the phone, right? Because I want to show you guys how it looks. So you'll see we'll do a lot of back and forth today. But back into your phone, on the the home feed page, right? You can see these people's stories I apparently engage with more often than anybody else, right? Even myself, okay, on this account. And if I go to my other account, then you'll see the order is a little bit different, right? There are people's stories on this account that I typically engage with more than the other account. And so you can see all of that information too. When you are posting stories too, you can see your own activity. So who viewed it? If you have a poll, it will show the poll results. If people engage with it a little bit more, it will show that. You can see all of this information too, right? It'll give you all the different information as well. Okay. So you guys can see that as well. How do I share? Stop share. There we go. Okay. Do you guys have any questions so far? I know I'm kind of going a little fast and forgetting this man's name 24/7, but any questions so far? It already is recording. Yes. Any questions on Instagram that we've gone over? Everything's good? Okay, perfect. Let's go back to slides then. Okay. The next algorithm is the explore page. Again, that's that little, what is it called? Magnifying glass. I was going to say microscope again. That's the little magnifying glass on the bottom right. Okay, right next to where your little profile picture is. This grid feed or grid style feed is made up of photos and videos that you are more likely to be interested in based on past activity. So, for example, just I want to say last week, maybe it was the week before, I had posted something about Italy on our shared account that we use. I had posted something about Italy travel. I had then started engaging with things about Italy travel. So now, even to this day, our explore page shows a lot of Italy travel, okay? Because it's going to take things based off of your activity and then show you stuff you may like, okay? This was designed to help users find new accounts. So, this is where a new audience will find you, right? This is most likely where people are going to find you. This and the Reels algorithm, okay? This is where you can use the Instagram search function. So if you're looking for something specific, this is where you can go search something. This is also where you want to make sure you're having certain SEOs in your content, so search engine optimization, right, in your content using keywords, things like that that people are going to search up because when they go search it up, that is where that content is going to show up, right? Which, like I said, can be important in your Instagram marketing kit. Okay. The first two signals Instagram uses for the explore page are information about the post. So, like with the feed, Instagram is looking at how popular a post seems to be. And the more popular the post is, the higher up on the explore page you will find it. Okay. A user's activity in explore as well. So, the things that the person itself are searching, the post the user has liked, saved, shared, commented on, or searched is going to show higher up in the explore feed as well. Okay. Oh my gosh, my nose. The second two signals are a user's interaction history with the poster. So if you have interacted with a specific poster through the explore feed, when you are on the explore feed again, it's going to show that poster more often. So there was, when I was doing that Instagram or that Italy engagement last week, there was this one account about like traveling like Rome with families or something like that. I engaged on one of their posts, right? And then when I went to go look at more posts, that same poster was showing up, right? Because that was who I engaged with. So Instagram was like, oh, this, they like this person's posts. Let me show them more. Okay. It is it's likely the post was shared by someone that they don't know, right? So if a user has interacted with somebody that they don't know, but it was sent to them, then it tells Instagram that they're interested in that content and info about the person who posted. So this is where Instagram takes into account how many times people have interacted with you recently across all of your content. So this is where they're going to try to find, again, new people to push your account to, or new people for you to find to follow, to interact with, build those relationships with, and build that community with, right? Because that's really what Instagram wants you to do, is they want you to, again, be on the app for longer and build that community within people. Okay. And then the last algorithm is the Reels algorithm. This is going to work really similarly with Explore page algorithm. It's designed to help users find brands, creators, new accounts, things like that, to again build that community. This is a really important area if you guys are looking to grow your audience. It's all recommended content rather than exclusively people you follow. So if you're looking through your Reels tab, it's going to just show you content that it thinks you like. Okay. Let me see what this. The first two signals Instagram uses for Reels are your activity. So, which reels you have liked, saved, reshared, commented on, and engaged with recently. And then the activity with the poster that you're seeing, right? So, if you have engaged with this person recently, if you have shared this person's content recently, it's going to look for that and tell and see if that. If you have, it's going to tell Instagram that you are interested in their videos, okay? And it's going to show you more videos. The second two signals that Instagram is looking for is information about the reel itself. So this is going to be where it's tracking the audio. So if it's using a trending audio, the visuals in the video, if it's grabbing people's attention, the popularity of the video, and then info about the person who posted the reel, right? They're going to look for popularity signals such as followers, engagement levels to help find compelling content and push to more people, right? So they want to see, is this person's content engaging? Do people like it? And then if they do, we're going to push it out to more people. If not, then we're just going to kind of keep it where it's at. All right. Do you guys have any questions on the different algorithms? Because that was a lot of information. We're good? Okay. So, algorithm analytics and how to measure them. It's really important to understand the different analytics so that way you can understand what content is doing well and what content can be improved and all of that stuff. Okay. So, key metrics to track include engagement rate, reach, impressions, follower growth, story views, and really just essentially measuring how users interact with your content, how many people see it, and how well it is received across the different formats. Okay, like posts, stories, reels, all those different things. This allows you to gauge your content's performance and identify areas for improvement. So, what content is performing well, what's not doing so well, how can we improve what's doing well? Why is something doing so well? And can we recreate it? All right. There we go. So, key insights to analyze are the engagement rate and post performance. So, you want to look for likes, comments, shares, follows, saves. This is all relative to your follower count. This will help you grow your Instagram. Reach and impressions. So a reach indicates the total number of unique accounts that saw your post. So actually saw your post, and impressions represents the total number of times your post was displayed. So your post can be shown on the explore page or the feed or the reels tab. But if someone's not watching it or actually looking at it, that's just an impression, right? A reach is somebody actually looking at it or watching it. Okay. And then audience demographic and follower growth. So where are your followers located, their age groups, the rate at which new users are following your account, all of those different things. Okay. Now, here we go. Now, when you guys are looking at this stuff, this is where you guys can see it. Okay, here we go. What account did I leave off? So I'm going to go to this one. So when you are on your Instagram, you can be on your profile, you can go to your professional dashboard. It will show you your views, your interactions, new followers, content you shared in the last 30 days or so. Okay. You can see that information. You can see your monthly recap. You have best practices. You can get inspiration here. You can see a bunch of different stuff, trending audio, helpful resources, a bunch of different stuff there. Okay. If you're wanting to track your specific contents, like what is the word performance, then you're going to want to go to your actual posts, right? So you have your pinned post, and then this is what something I just posted today, right? So I can click right here where it says view insights, I'm going to click there, and then it's going to show me all of the analytics. So there was 44 likes, 1 comment, 4 reposts, 2 shares, and 2 saves. So it gives me the overview, right? It gives me the views, accounts reached. So that means my post reached almost 2,000 accounts, right? But it has almost 4,000 views. So that means people are probably viewing it multiple times. Okay, that's what that tells me. The average watch time is 7 seconds, and I have 1 follow. Now, that's pretty good considering my post is probably only, I think it's like 5 or 6 seconds. Maybe it must be at least over 7 if the average watch time is 7. I don't know how long. It's only like 5 or 6 seconds. Okay. It's not very long. You can see, right? So that means people are watching it over and over again. And we got a follower. All right. So then this is going to tell you below view where your views are coming from. So your views are coming from this reel for mostly uh not mostly follower, or this is where the followers are coming from. Okay, this pink line right here. This is your followers view, and this is your non-followers view. So you can see most of my reels are most of my views from this reel are coming from non-followers, right? You can see what impacts your views. This one I really, really love. This first one, which says skip rate, right? You can see where or what percentage of people that are viewing your content are skipping through it. This really, really helps you, especially when you're doing reels or talk to camera posts or really any type of post, because it tells you when people are saying, oh, I'm over this, right? So it helps you figure out what part of your video you need to work on, right? Then you have your share rate, your like rate, save rate, repost rate, comment rate, all of that stuff. How long people watched your reel, about 100%, right? Where your reel is posting to, so where your views are coming from, the Reels tab, Explore page, you can see the different things there. You can also go deeper into just the engagement. It will show you when people liked your reel. Okay, so it's 10 seconds long. There we go. It's 10 seconds long. So the average watch time was 7 seconds. So that means people are watching like 70% of my reel. That's great, right? And people are liking it at 15% or at the 10% rate or 10-second rate. Um, it got, again, 1 follows. You can see likes and interactions on both platforms because it posts to my Facebook as well, and all that different stuff. And then again, you can go deeper into audience. So 97.5% of these views on this reel are from non-followers. Only 2.5% are from followers. That is great, right? Because that means people who don't follow you are seeing this content, and it's giving them a chance to follow me, right? Then you can even see the ages, right? So the average age is between 18 to 34. That's my age range that is reaching my views. So that means I want to tailor the rest of my content towards people in this age range, right? And then you can see that. You can see country to United States, UK, which is all great. That means I want to tailor this to people in the US, right? And gender, women. So that means mostly women are watching my content. So I want to tailor my content towards women, okay? Do you guys see how you guys can use these analytics to help you create content and improve your content? Oh, I got this. So if I'm on my post, Monica, I'm on my profile here, right? I click on my post, right below my post right here, right above the likes, it says view insights. So I click on view insights and then it opens up to that overview. Anthony, you have to have your Instagram linked to your Facebook and turn on the link posting as well. Do you guys have any other questions on where to find? Monica, it depends on what type of account you have set up as. You might have to turn it into a professional account, which would be in your profile, I believe in settings. I haven't done this in a while. It might be an account privacy. I don't remember exactly where it's from, where it's at right now. You definitely want to make sure your account is public. Account type and tools. Here we go. So your account type should be professional. and public. That's where you're going to be able to track your analytics. You'll see your professional dashboard. So in your settings, so if you click on these three dots in the top right corner, in your settings, you're going to want to go scroll down to account types and tools and turn your account into professional. Okay. Okay. Of course. Let me stop that. We'll come back to here. Okay. Now let's talk a little bit more about content, right? So, or optimizing your profile. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So, for your profile, your username and your bio, you want to keep it clear, descriptive, and include those key words, right? So, keywords that people are going to search. Um, on here, I'll probably just pull it up on my laptop because it'll be easy. Your username should be your name, right? You guys can put your business name in your bio if you want to, but your username should be your name because when people find you or remember you or want to share your stuff to their friends, they're going to remember your name, not necessarily your business name, right? Because when we are small businesses like this, people remember us as people, right? Not necessarily our brand. We're not Nike, we're not I don't know what other brand I can think of right now. Coca-Cola, right? Whatever. I can barely remember the Instagram guy right now. But they're not going to remember the brand, right? They're going to remember talking to you as an individual. So you want to make it easy for them to find you on social media. All of your usernames across different platforms should be the same. So, for example, Tracy and I, for those of you that don't know, Tracy is my girlfriend. We run this business together. So, Tracy and I share social media, and then we also have our individual ones too. All of our social media is either Halia and Tracy or our first and last name. Okay. That is across all of our accounts if we have multiple accounts. So that should be the same for you guys. You should have your Instagram should be the same as your Facebook, should be the same as your TikTok, should be the same as your um, LinkedIn, right? It should be easy to find you across these different social media platforms. Your bio, you want to keep it clear. Okay. I'm going to show you guys ours. I'm going to just do it on my laptop because this one's a little bit easier since I'm not showing all the different feeds. Um, here we go. If it wants to load. I should have just done it on my phone. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll read I'll look at the chat while this is loading. The chat doesn't even want to load. Lord have mercy. Okay. Should you post personal stuff on Instagram or separate? You guys will get into content in a second, but you absolutely can. What is going on? I can't even do that. Let me stop sharing for a second. Okay, let me try to pull this up. 1 second, guys. After this, can you look at my laptop and try to fix it? Okay, I might just bring my phone back, you guys. Mm. I should play the Jeopardy music. What? Can you see? Is it freezing on Zoom? Like, am I freezing? Okay. Okay. I'm just going to do this on my phone. Okay, here we go. Okay, profile. You can see up top right here is username, right? Right up here, Halia and Tracy. This below where it says Halia plus Tracy and travel advisors, that is going to be your name, right? So it's a little bit different when you're playing around with it. Your username and your name are different, right? So your username should be, I would say, your guys' first and last name, okay? And then your name is going to be your first and last name, and you want to put some sort of keywords in there, right? So if you want to do like um, travel advisor, or you could do Disney specialist, something along those lines, right? I kept it simple with just travel advisors. You guys can choose when you're in professional mode where you see right under our profile picture, it says travel agency. You guys can choose where it says, whether it says like entrepreneur. You guys can choose essentially the type of category that your profile is going to fall under. And then your profile should be doing a few things. It should be saying who you are, what you do, what you specialize in, and how to work with you, right? It actually should, I haven't edited this in a little bit, but it actually should also include location. So I would probably adjust this instead of having luxury travel advisors, right? Because we already have travel advisors in our name. I would probably take that out. We can actually do that right now. I don't know what I'm talking like if I wouldn't do this. I would actually take this out right here. So it should be what you do, your specialties, your location. Okay, your location should be in there. It doesn't have to be like your entire address, right? But put like your city and your state. So I would put here, let's do the little pin, and I would just put Los Angeles, California, right? And then some sort of call to action on how to work with you. Okay. I like work with us. That is my personal preference. If you guys are using, or if you guys are just wanting to book travel, you could do book with me. If you guys are just wanting to team build, you could do something of like, I don't know. Team building gets a little bit more, you have to be a little bit more creative because you don't want to come off as spammy. We work both sides of the business. So we do travel bookings and team building. So that's why I have work with us, right? Because if somebody wants to come, if somebody comes across our profile and they want to book a trip, I don't want to just have something about team building in there because then they're going to not want to book a trip, right? So work with us, then you can add your links. Your link should have your link tree, right? Or it could be your stand store, your Popple, whatever you use here. It should be there. Now, if you guys are promoting something specifically, you want to have that up top. So you can see right here, we're doing a margaritas in Mexico night soon. So I have that up top, right? Because that's the thing that I want people to click on right now. But then you also have your link tree, and it pops up right here under that call to action. So that call to action should be the last thing pointing to whatever you want them to do. So they can click on here and they can click on either one of those. If they click on our link tree, it brings them right to our link tree and shows exactly what we want them to do, right? So either become an agent or book a trip, or they could book their own stuff here too. Okay. If you guys don't have Linktree set up, I highly suggest to have it set up and put it in your Instagram account. It is free. I believe there should be a recorded training on it somewhere. You guys can ask your mentors if there is one. And then these banners here, you can add different banners. You can connect, like I said, your Facebook contact info, your Threads account, so people can go directly to those different social media profiles. Okay. Um, Let me stop sharing that. We'll go back to slides. Let's see here. Okay. So link in bio, went over that. Profile picture should be a high quality image of your face. Okay. They should be easily be able to see who you are. Your profile picture should not be you with a bunch of different people or you with somebody else. It should be you. Okay. If you have one of you traveling, perfect. If you don't, no big deal. Do a clear picture of you smiling. Okay. Like I said, you should definitely have that link in your bio. And then your story highlights. All right. These are going to allow your audience to get to know like a crash course on you. There are a few story highlights I definitely suggest everyone to have. Let's see if this will allow Instagram to open up again or not. There are a few story highlights that I definitely suggest everybody should have. I'm gonna share my screen on my phone again. Okay. The first one being an about me. So this right here where you can see moving is your story highlights. These are where you can take your previous stories and save them to your profile. So that way, even after the 24 hours, they still show. Okay. You can create little covers. You can see the covers are branded right now. You can create those in Canva. They have a bunch of different templates on there. The ones that I suggest everybody to have are about me. I'll put these in the chat. Story highlights. About me, client wins, or we could do actually, we'll call this testimonials. Testimonials, FAQ, behind the scenes. Um, and you guys could do like a travel tips one if you want. Okay, those are the different highlights, reels that I or story highlights that I suggest you guys all have on your account. So when you are creating a new story, let's say I'm gonna post about being on here right now. Um, let's say I wanted to, so I want to show you guys. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a quick picture of you guys, and then we'll post it. Okay. So we'll go. Let me close this. Okay. So let's say I'm going to post this. Let me share. Also, thank you guys for being patient through all my little technical difficulties and brain farts today. Okay, so let's say I'm posting this story, right? I'm gonna click this little, my profile picture where that little plus was, and I'm gonna post this picture if it lets me. Okay, okay, so we're gonna come here, right? I'm gonna write something on here like, love hosting trainings for our team, right? I can adjust it a little bit. Something simple like that. Okay. You can see down here at the bottom, you can have a close friends list and then you can just post to your stories. If your Facebook is linked, you can link it to your Facebook as well. Or you can unlink it. I definitely suggest to link it, right? Then you're killing two birds with one stone. I'm going to hit share. And now it's currently loading. So you can see on the bottom left hand corner, it says uploading. You want to keep the app open for it to fully upload. And then once it does, you'll be able to add it to your highlights, right? So you can see now on the bottom, it has on the left-hand corner activity, it has boost. So if I wanted to like pay to advertise it, I could do that. And then right next to boost, it has highlights. That is where I'm going to click on highlight and you can see the different ones that I have already here. You could add this to whatever you want. So I could add it to behind the scenes. I can also add it to another one, right? So if I wanted to click on it again, you can click more and highlight too. That's another way to add stuff to it. So I would highlight, I could add in mentorship, work with us, whatever your highlight covers are, you can add it to whatever is relevant. And then now if I click on behind the scenes, we're gonna tap through so you guys don't have to watch. But you guys can see these are all stories that I've posted previously. Oh geez. And now it's here in behind the scenes. So if someone wanted to go through my behind the scenes highlight, they could see that. And same thing with mentorship. You guys can see this was posted 2024, right? 2025. This saves them, okay? And now it's in mentorship as well. All right. And if I wanted to add, so let's say I wanted to do a new one. This is where you would create a highlight. It'll show you your different previous stories that you could then add to your new highlight. Okay. That's how you guys can create them. Okay. Okay, now growing your account. You want to know your ideal audience. And like I said, I'm going to share. Can you actually share that in there? You know which training it is? Um, this is where you guys are going to be able to identify or their interests, right? Their behaviors, what kind of content they engage with. You can follow and study similar accounts that attract your ideal audience and create content that speaks directly to their needs and desires. You can also use your Instagram analytics to see who is engaging with your account and use that to help you figure out your ideal audience too. Okay. You definitely want to engage on Instagram. Again, Instagram wants you guys to stay on the app as long as possible. So posting is only going to do so much. You guys want to engage as well. It's a great way to gain followers. It's a great way to gain a community and grow that too. Okay. Spend at least 15 to 30 minutes daily engaging with potential followers, comment on posts, reply to stories, participate in discussions within your niche. Okay. That's where you can use that explore page and start searching that stuff up. Okay. You guys can also start conversations in the DMs if you wanted to start building those relationships. Don't go into the DMs trying to sell people stuff, but just build those relationships, get to know those people, maybe respond to a story. That's a good way to kind of get a conversation started in the DMs. Okay. And pay attention to trends. Look at for those trending audios, hashtags, and increase visibility. Hashtags increase visibility as well, but be strategic with your hashtags. Okay. Instagram just recently released an update where you can only use up to 5 hashtags, same as TikTok. So make sure you're being strategic. I always say to do 1 or 2 like big hashtags. So, like things that will have millions of posts and then 1 or 2 smaller ones. Okay. Stay updated on the latest features and utilize them early. This is why it's so important to follow the head of Instagram. Adam Mosseri, however you say his name, at least I remembered this time, and adapt trends to align with your niche rather than blindly following them. The video I posted today was definitely a trend going on that was not, it didn't start as a travel trend, right? But I turned my post into a travel post within that trend. Okay. And you guys can see it's performing well. So you guys can definitely do that. Okay. Now, finding your ideal client. You want to identify your audience. Did you get the training? There's one that I did not as long ago. It says ideal. I'm pretty sure it's something ideal client. Identify your audience. So define their demographics, interests, and pain points. Again, this is where your analytics are going to help you. Research engagement patterns, analyze what content they engage with the most. What problems can you solve? This is going to be helpful in creating your content. So identify how you can best serve and help your ideal client and create for your audience. So create your content based off of their needs and their desires. Okay. That is going to be what helps you grow your account, but also it helps them want to follow you and want to work with you. This is where I'm saying, you guys follow Shannon McKinstry on Instagram. She does an amazing job teaching you how to do this with your content. Okay. Now, creating engaging content is you're going to want some sort of hook. You're going to want to grab attention within the first 3 seconds. Use strong visuals, bold text, ask an intriguing question. Again, Shannon McKinstry teaches this amazing. Like she does an amazing job. A lot of my content, a lot of our hooks that we use are from her. Okay. Make sure your message is clear, your content is easy to understand and provide some sort of value. And always, always, always have a call to action. So tell your audience what you want them to do. Do you want them to like the post? Do you want them to share it? Do you want them to save it? Do you want them to comment? What do you want them to do? Okay. Tell them. And then make sure you guys are posting regularly to stay visible and relevant. The minimum should be, I would say, once a day. You guys could aim for 2 to 3 times a day, but definitely start off with your goal of being posting once a day. Okay. You guys can batch content and schedule it out. That is the easiest way to stay consistent. Okay. I posted Shannon's Instagram in the chat already. Now, your content types and their purpose. And I'm going to try to wrap this up a little bit so that way we don't go past the hour. But you have single images. These are just one picture. helps you build brand identity, share valuable content, and establish authority. These are good for little personal posts as well. You have your reels, which are going to help you reach a broader audience. It's going to showcase creativity and educate and capitalize off of trends. Okay. So this is where you can talk to people about different travel tips, different destination information, what you do as a travel agent, all different types of things. Okay. You have your stories, so you can engage daily with your followers, provide behind the scenes content, and use interactive features. There's polls, there's stickers, there's questions. There's so many different things that you guys can do with stories. You have live streams that you can connect with your followers in real time, answer questions, and humanize your brand. Yes. And carousels. So these are going to be multiple pictures in one post. You can educate your audience by sharing detailed information in a swipe through format. These are really good if you're wanting to get saves and shares on your content and follows too. Okay. Now, content pillars. You should be posting about these pillars throughout your content. Okay. You should be posting about travel inspo, destination info, client wins or agent wins, testimonials, education and myth busting, personal behind the scenes. And if you are wanting to team build as well, the business opportunity. Okay. Those are the 5 things that you guys should be posting about. You should be rotating through those 5 pillars throughout your content. Planning tips, show your community that you care for them. Okay. Again, focus your content on how you can serve your audience, how you can help them, what they can benefit from working with you. Okay. Share tips that you know, even if you think everyone knows them. Okay. Even if you're like, this is so silly, everybody knows this, I can guarantee you there is somebody that does not know that. Okay. Minimum post 3 stories a day, but the goal is about 3 to 7. The first story should be greeting your audience, and Shannon goes into this in detail in her Instagram. Her first pinned post is her story strategy. So, your first story should be greeting your audience. So, good morning. Here's what I'm doing for the day. What are you guys doing? Some sort of poll interaction on there, but greeting your audience. Your second story should be promoting whatever you want to promote. So, right now, like I said, we're doing our Mexicos and Margaritas thing. So, on my account, I already greeted my audience. I posted my Mexico's and Margaritas night, right? So I'm promoting. And then your third story and any story after that should be personal behind the scenes stuff. So something about you and your day to day life, okay? Use this as a space to really engage with your audience and build that relationship. Talk to them, right? Use the engagement features like the polls, the questions, the stickers. Have fun here, okay? This is where you're really going to build that relationship and that trust within your followers. And also, you guys, when you're creating content, embrace who you are. Don't try to be somebody else. Be yourself. That is what's going to really grab people. Okay. People can tell when you are faking something. So just be yourself. Even if you feel like it's not perfect, it's never going to be. Record it, post it. Okay. The videos that I've done that have performed the best are literally the ones I'm doing on the fly. I'm recording them in the car. I'm editing a little bit and I'm posting it. Okay. I mean, I'm at my mom's house right now. I have Tracy here. I have my mom. I've done that with in front of both of them, with both of them, and those videos like take off. Okay. The ones where I'm trying to like perfect them and I'm spending hours like on, those don't do as well. All right. You want to just be yourself. Okay. People will gravitate towards that. Key takeaways: engage and have fun. Okay. This is social media. It's not like super serious. It shouldn't be draining the life out of you. Just have fun with it. Experiment and analyze how that's going. Okay. And be consistent with everything. Okay, you guys. Let me get out of my phone here. Do you guys have any questions? I think Tracy dropped the ideal client. She did. Okay, let me drop Shannon's Instagram again for you guys. If it lets me. Can you try copying her Instagram and pasting it? It's not letting me do that right now. Do you ever post about promotions? Jeff, in what way? But yes, I do. But in what way? Like travel deals and promos? Of course, you guys. Yeah, I definitely would post about travel deals and promos. Those are great, like talk to camera reels. You can also post them in your stories, right? Add a link to your consultation calendar or something like that. Use that as the promotion one for sure. Alrighty, you guys. Yes, it'll be available. The recording will be available in Travel Knowledge. I will post that in just a little bit once I get this turned over and post it on my YouTube. I'll then go ahead and post it in the Travel Knowledge. Okay.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Of course. Alrighty, everybody. Well, I hope this helped. I hope you guys learned a lot even throughout my brain farts and I don't remember what I was technical difficulties. Like, I don't even remember what else was happening. I will, like I said, get this recording up on YouTube and then get it into the TK Facebook group as soon as I can. And I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to message me on Facebook. And I will help you guys out as best as I can. Bye, everybody.